Sir, I rise to oppose the Delimitation Bill 2026 on the following grounds. Firstly, I must record my strong dissent to the consideration of the Women's Reservation Bill and the Delimitation Bill being taken up together. Such profound constitutional significant changes demand scrutiny, not hurried passage or circumvention of established parliamentary norms. The Delimitation Commission should assign appropriate weightage to multiple criteria, including states' share in the national tax devolution, women's voter turnout percentage, and population stabilization achievements, ensuring equitable representation and representation that rewards fiscal responsibility. Gender participation and demographic discipline, alongside raw population figures. Proposing delimitation reform during the ongoing state elections poses several constitutional concerns. Adjusting the distribution of representatives from urban and rural constituency violates the model code of conduct, impacting voter behavior. Democratic credibility demands nationwide consensus via parliamentary and public debate rather than acting hastily out of electoral considerations. Hasty decision-making will undermine the credibility of the institution's objectivity. Delimitation raises concerns regarding federal balance and regional equity. India's federal structure is premised on ensuring that all states have a meaningful voice in national governance. However, a purely population-driven redistribution of seats could lead to concentration of political power in a few highly populous states. In such a scenario, Maharashtra, despite being a politically and economically significant state, may find the relative bargaining power being reduced within the union framework. This applies to all the southern states as well. The resilience of the 2011 census figures fail to capture the dynamic demographic shifts, including rapid urbanization, internal migration, and emergence of a new economic hubs, resulting in misaligned constituency boundaries disconnected from distant and present realities. The 2026 consensus could provide updated, accurate data for equitable determination. Moreover, excluding the caste system is not correct.
They conclude.
Couple of minutes only, sir. This is my first time. Now, coming to the Women's Reservation Bill, known as the Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam, Maharashtra's leading role in women's rights, especially Kolhapur, has been a leader in women's empowerment and leadership in India. In 1902, Rajshri Shahu Maharaj, the visionary king of Kolhapur, started India's first reservation policies. These inspired Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar's framework for affirmative action in India's constitution. Rajmata Jizabai and Maharani Tarabai contributed to India's women's leadership significantly.
Kindly conclude.
Yes, sir. Sir, in summing up, I firmly appeal to the union government to ensure that transparency remains at the forefront of delimitation-related matters and adhere to the fundamentals concept of cooperative federalism by taking into consideration all the suggestions from various states. It is crucial to preserve the faith of the people in the electoral process of our country and ensure that the rich tradition of women empowerment shown in Maharashtra is not diluted. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
ABP माझा, उघडा डोळे, बघा नीट.